Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the corporate world by dissecting their filings, and sometimes we find out that companies are just spinning their wheels trying to make things sound better than they are. And today we're diving into Jamf Holding Corp, a company that helps manage Apple devices in businesses and schools, but this filing hints at some big changes under the hood. So Jamf is putting out a current report in 8K form, and this usually means something significant has happened. In this case, it looks like they are restructuring and updating their financial outlook. They've given us an update on their second quarter 2025 guidance. This means the company's performance might not be exactly what they initially predicted. They're linking this update to a strategic reinvestment plan, which sounds fancy, but let's break down what that really means. This plan is all about cutting costs and boosting profits. They want to get leaner, make more money on each sale, and then use that money to invest in new growth. It's a common strategy when companies feel the need to shake things up or when the economic environment gets a bit tough. Now, here's the part that directly affects people. This plan is going to mean job cuts. About 6.4% of their full-time employees will be impacted. If you think about a company that has, say, 2,000 employees, that's over 120 people losing their jobs, that's a significant impact. Usually these kinds of layoffs are a sign that the company is either facing slower growth or wants to prepare for future challenges by becoming more efficient. And these layoffs aren't free. Jamf expects to spend between $11 million and $12.5 million on this plan. This money will go towards things like paying people for their notice periods, severance packages, and other benefits tied to their departure. It's a substantial cost, but it's often a necessary one for companies looking to streamline. Most of these costs will hit their books in the third quarter of 2025, and they aim to have the bulk of this restructuring done by the end of the year. This means the next few months will be a period of transition for Jamf. They're also pointing out that these are estimates and actual costs could be different because of local laws and other unforeseen events. For those who follow Jamf's stock, you'll know they trade on the NASDAQ under the ticker Jamf. This kind of news can definitely shake up how investors see the company and its stock. So to recap, Jamf is updating its financial guidance for the second quarter of 2025 and announcing a plan to cut costs, which includes laying off a portion of its workforce. This is a pretty big deal for any company, and it signals a shift in their operational strategy. It's also important to note that these job cuts will follow local laws in different countries. So while they aim to finish by the end of the year, some countries might take longer due to legal requirements and discussions with employee representatives. Jamf's main product is essentially a software that helps organizations manage all their Apple devices, like iPhones, iPads, and Macs. Think schools using iPads for students, or businesses deploying MacBooks to their employees. Jamf software helps with setup, security, app deployment, and keeping everything updated. It's a specialized niche, but a growing one as more and more organizations rely on Apple devices. Now, the filing includes something called forward-looking statements. These are basically projections and beliefs about the future. Companies have to include these because they're making claims about what they expect to happen. It's important to remember that these are just expectations and the actual results could be very different. They're talking about their financial outlook, their target growth and profitability goals, and the cost of this restructuring plan. And they're saying they don't necessarily have to update these statements if things change unless the law requires them to. This is standard legal stuff, but it means investors should be cautious about relying solely on these forward-looking statements as definitive future outcomes. They've also attached a press release dated July 15, 2025 as an exhibit. This press release likely contains more details on the guidance update and the restructuring plan. Typically, these press releases are designed to present the company's actions in the best possible light, but the 8K filing gives us the official and more legally binding details directly from the company's regulatory disclosures. Finally, we see the signatures. Jeff Lendino, listed as Chief Legal Officer, has signed off on this report. This confirms that the company has officially submitted this information to the SEC. So what's our take on this filing? Jamf is signaling a clear intent to become more efficient and profitable. The cost-cutting measures, including layoffs, suggest they might be seeing some headwinds or are proactively preparing for them. On one hand, this can be a positive sign of a company taking decisive action to improve its financial health and position itself for future growth. It can lead to better operating margins and a stronger balance sheet if managed effectively. However, the human cost associated with these plans cannot be ignored. Layoffs can affect employee morale and the company's ability to innovate and execute its strategy if key talent is lost. The financial community will be watching closely to see if Jamf can achieve its stated goals of improved profitability and growth without sacrificing its long-term competitive advantage. The success of this strategic reinvestment plan will be crucial for Jamf's future trajectory. We need to see actual results in the coming quarters to determine if this restructuring truly sets them up for greater success or if it's a sign of deeper underlying issues. Alright, that's our breakdown of Jamf's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.